Hello and welcome to a very special Drunken Book Club. Happy birthday, Mr. President. Happy birthday, Mr. President. It's Sam's birthday. Hey. It's your host Christopher the Ruple joined with birthday girl Sam.
Yes.
It's not even close to her birthday yet.
It's like 2 weeks away.
Yeah, but hey, this episode is dedicated to Sam for her birthday. Sam, and I gave her the choice of, hey, choose a fucking book, bitch.
And I did, and for what I did, I chose a book that's very nostalgic for me. Mm-hmm. Since we do a lot of nostalgic books for Chris.
I guess. I don't know.
Goosebumps is very...
that's just because Goosebumps gets ratings.
True.
I'll be honest, I love Goosebumps and all, and it is a nostalgic piece for me. Goosebumps get ratings.
That is also true, though. Fair enough. But for me, well, it's my birthday, so I can choose whatever I want anyway.
Yeah, no, I'm not judging you for your birthday choice.
So I chose Samantha. It's from the Be Forever series, which is the Manners and Mischief Volume 1, which used to be Meet Samantha, Samantha Learns a Lesson, and Samantha's Surprise or something like that.
Samantha's Christmas Wish.
Samantha's Christmas Wish.
I don't fucking know. Why are you looking at me expecting me to know?
There's basically, there's 6 books in all of them.
Yeah. You mean the characters.
Of the original 6 American Girl dolls.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if they changed it after Kit and then Kaya had the same, but are roughly the same.
Yeah.
But it was always meet X character.
Yep.
Character learns a lesson. Mm-hmm. The holiday one.
Yeah.
And then there was...
Is it always Christmas?
I think there was one where it was different, but I cannot remember.
Okay.
Because I know for the first 6, I'm pretty sure they were all Christmas.
Makes sense.
Because they were all Christian-centered. I don't
White
know.
Christian female? What?
I think they did have, a Jewish friend at one point. That sounds horrible, but...
Hi, Jewish friend. How do you celebrate your holiday?
Yeah, basically,
That's so special to you and is not, a complete bastardization by the white people of America, by white Christians.
God, what's going on right now? It sucks. For fuck it.
It's been going on for years. What are you talking about?
But it's been ramping up, apparently. People have been...
It's always, okay, I can't speak for the Jewish people, but you have to look at Hanukkah. It's really become the bastardization of it's around this time of the year for Christmas, and the white Christians have been kind of fucking over the Jews about this. No, it's just that we haven't really taken notice of it because we're not Jewish.
But what also they've been doing? Some Christians have been trying to take over Rosh Hashanah.
Oh, God.
And other
That's not how it's pronounced.
How do you...
It's okay, so I'm going off of the Spider-Man animated series where it was Rosh Hashanah.
Okay. But also that...
Chris, can you drop the clip of Spider-Man and his friends learning about Rosh Hashanah?
Thing is giving us honey for Rosh Hashanah. Rosh Hashanah?
But that and Yom Kippur, apparently some of them are no, we can do it too.
Ugh.
And the Jewish people are can you not?
Yeah.
Can you fucking not? And I agree with that.
Oh, that was one crazy Yom Kippur, to quote a terrible animated series that I secretly love.
It's aged poorly, though. You've got to admit, though.
Oh, no. It was aged poorly as soon as it was created.
Okay, that's fair. It was offensive before.
It was never meant to be for anybody.
True. But... so
they literally made Drawn Together to be offensive. I'm not going to admit that it's aged poorly when it was never meant to age.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
I'll just admit that I enjoy Drawn Together, but I will never admit that it's a good series.
That's fair.
It's not for everybody.
Yeah.
But yes, we read the Before Ever book, Manners and Mischief, starring Samantha. Sam... technically, we only read 2/3 of this book.
Because we did not read the Christmas one.
I vetoed it. I said, Sam, you filthy slut, we are not doing Christmas, you fucking horny for Santa dick bitch. No? Okay, so Sam, what were your first impressions of this book?
So... it's kind of one of those where you say, I can't do it. It's not really fair. Because I read these as a kid. Yeah. I read all 6, actually.
So, Sam, what's your then let's go over your history of the Samantha series in general.
So...
did you choose this character because you have the same name?
My parents chose it. Because my parents got me the doll.
Yeah.
Which actually does not have the pink dress that's on this. It has the original gingham, dark... or plaid. I'm not sure. It's a weird, specific pattern. But it is not the fucking pink. The pink is her birthday dress.
She's very
I will
adamant
die
about
on this hill.
Please continue.
I remember that.
Oh my God, Sam, you had a Transformers moment. You know, like when angry white boys get angry about Transformers?
Yeah, this is my...
Yeah.
Because, I actually have the dolls in fucking storage.
Yeah.
Her and Josefina in storage.
Josefina.
It's Josefina.
Jose.
Anyways, so...
Fina.
My parents got me that, and they also got me the books because they wanted me to actually read, too. Not just have expensive dolls.
Yeah, girl, read.
And so...
I'm sorry. I got Captain Enterprise, and you got this shit.
So I read all of these. I read Josefina's. I read all of the originals up to Kaya, and then I aged out of it.
Fun fact about Josefina's is that in the Ames testing, that's the Arizona Institution of Measurements of Sperm, I don't know.
The bullshit that they make us
It's the standardized testing for Arizona. They had Josefina's story for the reading portion for at least my 3rd grade.
I do not remember that.
Well, I was in 3rd grade while you were in 2nd because they change it every year.
Yeah, so damn.
Yeah. So, because I remember being like, it's Josefina, and my best friend, friend of the podcast, Joe, I was like, your name's Josefina. He's like, stop it. I'm Boy Joe.
So I have a very long history with it because...
Yeah, I was about to say, you have a love of American Girl dolls.
Yeah.
Like how I have a love of Goosebumps and other stuff like that. So, my first impressions of this book, if I had to wager, this book is about the American girl, Samantha, who grew up in 1904, and she's going to have to learn some manners when she gets into a lot of 1904 mischief. You know, mischief like voting for Teddy Roosevelt, or going to the 1904 World's Fair in St. Louis, or mourning the death of little Joe Monahan, a transgender cattle rancher. You know, old-time mischief. I did find out about transgender cattle rancher. I typed in 1904.
Nice.
Yeah. Alrighty, the cover. Sam, I'm going to describe this cover and see if can you tell me if I'm wrong at all after describing this? A truly terrible cover we have. Samantha in a pink dress with a red sash around her waist and red shoes, all of which you can buy at your local American Girl doll retailer. Samantha is hanging on the tree with her body not facing the viewer, but her head facing us in the most uncomfortable angle, and her face looks like an American Girl doll's face with those cold, dead black eyes.
They did not have cold black eyes.
Sam, they had cold, dead eyes.
They weren't black, though.
Yeah, I mean, is her eyes not black and dead?
Hers are.
Yes.
And I'm not saying the doll's eyes aren't dead.
Well, excuse me, Sam.
So this is the original.
I know what she looks like, Sam. You show me this every week.
I don't show you this every week.
You wake me up in the middle of the night and you're like, Chris, Samantha. And I'm like, God damn it, Sam, I'm trying to sleep. I have work in the morning. And so do you. What are you doing? She's like, she snores like an old 1940s cartoon character. And then she lets out a really mean fart. Like a 1940s cartoon character. Just like that. She doesn't disagree. Alright, so let's get into this book. Chapter 1. Samantha is playing outside with a boy named Eddie when she falls out of a tree. Eddie calls her dumb for not knowing how to climb a tree. And Samantha threatens to put his Beetle collection in the church collection plate next Sunday and blame him if he doesn't piss off. Eddie runs away. What's with kids named Eddie being dicks in, like, books we read?
I had the same note of, like, why is it always the fucking Eddies?
Yeah. Oh, Sam, and don't be afraid to interrupt with sound effects, excuse me. With notes, jokes, sound effects, and all of the above. We never went over what we... Oh, sorry, guys. Hey, before we even get any further on this book, what did we pregame on? Sam?
So I had a Jones orange cream soda with a shot of vodka in it. Mm-hmm. And now I'm having a Buzzball with ice and some leftover Dutch Rose coffee.
So for me, I paired this book with a Long Island iced tea because Samantha takes place in New York. So I thought Long Island, right? And also the iced tea was introduced in the 1904 World's Fair. So, Long Island iced tea. And I'm currently nursing a spicy pickle sour beer because this is what people in the 1904 would drink.
Well, it even has like a late 1800s, early 1900s guy doing the fisticuffs.
Yeah, except he's holding a pickle and a beer. He's like, Bole! Bole!
Bole!
Bole! Yeah, so I feel hey, that was unintentional, actually, of making it match.
But it works.
I just really want to try the spicy pickle sour beer. And guess what? It's really tasty.
And I also forgot how cold Samantha was with the fucking beetles in the.
Samantha is vicious in this book.
Yeah.
And I'm like, gee, I wonder where Sam got it. She's making threatening biting noises at me at this moment. And I don't know whether to be turned on or want to punch her in the fucking face.
Bit of both.
It's definitely the punch in the cunt face.
What the fuck?
Sorry, I've been watching a lot of Bluey, and they use the word cunt a lot in that
They do
show.
not.
It is a term of endearment for Australians. Prove me wrong, Australia. Prove me wrong. Okay, back to the story. Samantha's a mess and her stockings are torn. She doesn't want her grandmary to see her like this, so she sneaks into her house and goes to the person who makes the clothes for the household. Jessie! A kind old black woman. Jessie scolds Samantha for tearing her stockings, but gets to work on mending them. Samantha and Jessie share a bunch of exposition about how Samantha has white privilege, how her parents are dead, and that Jessie's husband works for the trains. Choo-choo!
And he goes to New Orleans a lot. Nolans, there we go. I could not. I'm too drunk to...
Apparently.
But goes to Nolans a lot.
She goes to Nolans.
And she's like, damn, I wish I could go.
Chapter 2. Samantha is looking spick and span, and it's time for Samantha's hour with Grandmary. By the way, she calls her grandma Grandmary, and I just had to put that in there because I thought it was the stupidest thing.
I even, honestly, even as a fucking elementary school student, I thought that was dumb. Yeah. I'm going to be honest here.
Sam is working on a sampler that will read, "Actions speak louder than words." I put it in all caps. It's slow going. Samantha brings up how she would like a new doll that was in the window of a shop that reminds her of her mother. Grandmary is apprehensive at first to get her the doll, but buckles when Samantha mentions her mother and says as long as she earns the doll, she can have it eventually.
So, something I noticed with that, by the way, is like, she was like, oh, I can sell things and do that. And she's like, you are a lady, you do not make money.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you hire a lot of female staff for... But I know they're not ladies.
They're not... Sorry, Sam. They're not ladies. They're black. Or Irish. This is 1904, everybody. It's okay. Also, side note, the doll is $6. So with inflation, that doll would cost almost $206.08 with inflation, obviously. Which is almost the same price as Claudie Wells that comes with a book, accessories, and a scooter. She's one of the newer American Girl dolls. She's also African-American.
Nice.
Yes. She comes with a scooter. Like Scootaloo, Sam's favorite.
Actually, my favorite was Sweetie Belle.
I know, I'm just messing with you. Because, yeah, Scootaloo's lame. Sorry, fans of Scootaloo.
So, a weird thing I noted in the first chapter, by the way.
Yeah.
When she's fixing the stocking, she mentions that she wants to be more like Alice Roosevelt.
Mm-hmm.
And Alice Roosevelt is a fucking bamf.
Yeah.
So... She is Teddy Roosevelt's daughter. Mm-hmm. She is one of the first daughters, I guess, is what you could... First children.
Yeah, it's the first daughter.
Yeah. So, some things that she did that was radical in the 1900s is she smoked publicly.
Oh!
She drove around with men in cars.
Whoa!
Let's see. Some of the other stuff...
Scandalous!
She, literally a color of blue, if you ever heard the term Alice Blue, is because of Alice Roosevelt.
Ah.
Because she wore that and basically made it famous.
I thought it was because of Alice in Wonderland.
She once said of her dad, he wants to be the bride at every wedding, the corpse at every funeral, and the baby at every christening.
Oh, that is so Teddy Roosevelt.
That is such a great burn, I think, too.
Yeah.
So she also had a pet snake.
But I bet Teddy would respond back being like, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
I mean, he literally says at one point, and I'll get to it in a sec.
Oh, yeah.
Or actually, I'll get to it right now. So he once said of his daughter, I can either run the country or attend to Alice. I cannot possibly do both.
Yeah. Can you say it more Teddy Roosevelt-like, or do you want me to say it?
You say it.
Well, I need the book, because I don't know the quote.
Right there.
I can read, Sam. Teddy Roosevelt once said,
I can run the country or attend to Alice. I cannot possibly do both. I'm a Rough Rider.
So...
I have my own chicken franchise in Clarence.
I forgot about that.
Well, things to laugh at.
So, she also had a pet snake, which I know, as you said, with a lot of his exotic animals, it's not a huge stretch.
Yeah.
The pet
But as a lady.
It was so very...
Mm.
Oh, no. The snake's name was Emily Spinach, which was named both after her spinster aunt, named Emily, and it was the color green like spinach.
Okay.
So it was Emily Spinach.
I wonder if it was one of those Amazonian tree snakes.
Maybe. It did not say in the thing that I read.
It was a garter snake.
She got married to a Republican representative because she was on the Republican side of the family.
Yeah.
Apparently there's like 2 branches, and FDR was on a different one than Teddy. Something I learned. And she had a child, but not with the representative husband. And then she raised her granddaughter after some stuff happened.
Alrighty.
So, yeah.
And she lived to the ripe old age of 105.
No, like 96.
As a hey, you know what?
Which
Close
is still
enough.
damn impressive.
That's still impressive. Fuck. Alrighty. So continuing forward, a while later, Uncle Gard and Aunt Cornelia arrive by vehicle, much to Grandmary's dismay. They have their pleasantries, and Grandmary complains about the noisy automobile, and Uncle Garb is like, well, I had to bring it so Samantha could learn to drive. This displeases the old woman, but excites the young Sam. Sam and Uncle Garb head outside, and Eddie is sitting in the vehicle as he plans to steal the runabout. No one will ever know!
I knew you were going to do that as soon as I was like, Eddie was in it, and then he jumps out.
Yeah. Okay, maybe not that, but if he gets off, he gets off the car seat, and as Sam drives away, he says a girl is coming to live in his house, but Sam doesn't believe him, because she's too busy fucking burning rubber. Chapter 3. Samantha is playing outside and is heading to a place she affectionately calls the Tunnel, which is a hole worn in the lilac hedge between Grandmary's property and the Rylands property.
I just realized that we didn't have that in our own yard.
Yeah.
But there was a bush at the park that was kind of like that had enough space that you could, like, crawl into as a child.
And that's where the rapist lived.
No.
He was like,
he was in the van by the bush.
Ooh, I have a puddle. I'm drunk and sad. My parents don't talk to me anymore. I was going to say children, but I don't have children, thank God. This man should not have children. Samantha sees an unfamiliar face in the Rylands' backyard. It's a girl! Eddie must have told the truth about a girl coming to live there. The girl's name is Nellie, and she's working for the Rylands, even though she's only 9.
Nothing like child labor laws not existing.
Comes back later in the book. Samantha offers to help Nellie with her chores, but Nellie refuses. But Samantha isn't one to take no lightly and helps Nellie out. They quickly finish the laundry, and Samantha offers some of her gingerbread cookie to Nellie, and they can eat it in the tunnel. Samantha asks why Nellie has to work because white privilege. And Nellie explains...
It's class privilege at this point.
Yeah, class privilege. I hate to say it, Irish at this point did not equal white.
True.
And also, I had to look up what she was, because I was like, she's not black, is she? And I was like, oh no, she's Irish. Okay, this makes sense. And Nellie explains that her family has to work to survive, and that she got sent out here because it's better than working in a factory. Samantha is shocked at this and asks if she goes to school, which Nellie says she doesn't. Samantha offers to teach her when she's not busy, and the girls bond for a bit, but Eddie interrupts them by calling them uglier than a moose. Sam tells Eddie not to tell anyone about the 2 girls meeting and threatens him if he tattles.
What she does is she says, I will put taffy in your pocket watch.
Yeah.
Or pocket knife.
Yeah, pocket knife.
Which, honestly, again, she's fucking savage.
Yeah, she is pretty savage.
Chapter 4, right?
Yep.
It's another day, and Samantha is working on her sampler, when suddenly Miss Jessie enters the scene. She tells Grandmary that this will be her last day, and Samantha wants to know why. But Grandmary is like, girls are to be seen and not heard, and that's Jessie's business. When sewing time is over, Sam tries asking the chef and the butler about Jessie, but neither will tell her. Samantha doesn't like this, but Grandmary tells her she's been good, and there's a surprise for her in her room. It's the doll she wanted named Lydia. At one point, you too could have owned your own Lydia doll to go with your Samantha doll. Chapter 5. Samantha shows Nellie her white privilege, the new doll, and Nellie is enamored by it, as she knows her clothes will never be as good as this doll's. Samantha then compares... That is a good joke. That is a really good joke, Chris.
Thank you. That's why I'm laughing. I'm like, God damn, I forgot how savage I was with these notes.
Because you're not wrong. Okay. Samantha then complains to Nellie about not knowing what happened to Jessie, and tells her theories of what she thinks may have happened. Nellie offers to take Samantha to where Jessie lives, and asks her why she left. Samantha agrees, and they plan on going there tonight. That evening, they go to the colored part of town, and they actually say that, too.
Yeah, they do.
Like,
I don't put anything I don't honestly know in this book, in my notes.
Like, I'm just saying that in your defense as well as mine, that is literally what she says. That's what literally
Thank you for defending my notes.
Well, because, it's not.
Yeah.
Because I remember I saw that and
Why would I lie about that? That's what it's called!
Oh, no, I'm not doubting you. I'm just saying, I read
Sam's putting, a raptor hand out towards me, like Chris Pratt would, saying, I'm about to bite her.
I am the alpha. That's a lie, we all know that.
Way to blow out the mic.
Sorry. I'm a little drunk, okay?
Keep reading.
So, that evening they go, Samantha, in all her ignorance, doesn't understand why Jesse would live in a place so unwelcoming. Do you want to say that one, or?
No, it's wait, what is it? Yeah. So Nellie even calls her out on how ignorant she is, and it's fucking great. She's all like, are you really, she literally says, she's like, Samantha's really smart, but damn, is she fucking stupid.
Yeah, which is great.
Yeah.
They get to
I also had to look up the word ignorant, because I couldn't remember what the word was.
They get to Jesse's house and peek through a window and see a cradle. Lincoln, Jesse's husband, spots them. Jesse invites the girls in to see her baby, and it all makes sense why she had to quit. Lincoln then takes the two girls home. So something I put in there, because they talk about, what if it's a baby?
Yeah.
And Grandmary is like, little girls shouldn't know about babies. And I'm like, damn, Grandmary, what the fuck are girls supposed to know about then?
Nothing, obviously.
Fucking samplers and
young girls,
piano. That's
young
it.
girls are supposed to know the decent things in life. Yeah, bitch.
And you want chapter 6 as well, correct?
Yep, go ahead and read chapter 6.
Chapter 6. Nellie is being forced back to the city because Mrs. Ryland thinks that Nellie will get everyone sick. Samantha is extremely hurt by this, and has their chef prepare a basket of food for her family. She also gives Nellie Lydia, her most prized possession. Later that afternoon, Samantha is still upset and confronts her Grandmary about not telling her that Jesse had a baby. And it's fucking savage, too.
Oh, yeah, she's like, bitch, why you didn't do this?
Well, she's like, I don't think that it... And she's like, well, I don't think I should be...
I don't think I should be left in the fucking dark.
Actually, I think I actually have this page.
Yeah, go ahead.
39.
39? Okay, hold up. I'll read it as you're reading the notes. Then suddenly, even before she knew was going to... Oh my god, I'm too fucking drunk for this.
Do you want me to do it?
No, I got this. Then suddenly, even before she knew she was going to, Samantha blurted out, I knew why Jessie left. Grandmary looked surprised. You do? She had a baby, Samantha said. Now Grandmary was really surprised. How do you know that? She asked. Nellie and I went to her house at night.
Why do you give them British accent? They are...
This is 1904 America. Everybody has a British accent.
They would have transatlantic accents.
Shh. Everybody had a British accent in 1904.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
No, they didn't.
Why do you think people in France had British accents?
Teddy Roosevelt didn't have a British accent.
That's because Teddy Roosevelt was a badass and he deserved his own fucking accent, goddammit, so shut the fuck up. You don't talk ill of the dead, especially the dead of Teddy Roosevelt.
I can talk shit about him.
No, you can't. He'll punch you square in the jaw.
Fucking try me, you asthmatic bitch.
He's taking over my body. He beat the shit out of her. Now that Grandmary was really surprised. How do you know that? She asked. Nellie and I went to her house at night and we saw. Samantha was sure Grandmary would punish her now, but Grandmary looked more troubled than angry. You were very wrong to do that, Samantha, she said. Well, you were really wrong not to tell me, said Samantha. She was not feeling very respectful. Grandmary took in her breath sharply. She looked at Uncle Guard and Cornelia for help, but they said nothing. Grandmary put her teacup down and nodded slowly. Yes, Samantha, I think you're right. I should have told you, she said. Now tell me where babies come from, you bitch!
Spins her on the swing. But I just thought that was a great part, because,
Yeah, I was about to say, she's very defiant in this moment.
Well, especially because for the last few times, whenever she talks to Grandmary, she is very much on her best behavior. No talk back, no sass, no...
Yeah.
And then she's like, no, fuck you.
Yet Sam doesn't talk back to her own mother now.
Because there's no point. It's like you, where you just, keep talking back, and it just feels pointless. Because you're not going to move on the opinion, so why bother?
It's because we're winners, Sam. Me and your mom, we're winners. Black and yellow, black and yellow.
So, That was the grossest sip I've ever heard you take.
I started laughing when I sipped.
That was so gross. Okay. Later that afternoon, Samantha's still upset. Grandmary admits she was wrong, not to tell her, and Samantha says Jesse can still work at the house and can even have the baby with them. Grandmary gives the idea consideration and asks what happened to Samantha's doll. Sam says she lost it, and Grandma is pissed and says the girl will never understand the value of things. But then Uncle Gar corrects Grandma and says she does understand the value of things as she gave the doll to Nellie. Grandma is shocked, and Sam asks if they could possibly send Nellie help so that her family will be okay, and Grandma's like, sure, lol.
Yeah, that's how I ended it.
Because that's basically what happens. She's like, yeah, we can take a look, see what we do.
And I'm not gonna lie, that chapter ending when she, like, gave away her doll to Nellie, I was starting to tear up a little bit. Like, it's that classic, like, Christmas sense I get whenever, like, something, like, really good and positive happens. Like, something that's overly good just makes me tear up, and I'm just like, oh, the feels. Like, that hit me hard there. Alrighty, Chapter 7. It is now fall, and Samantha is back in school with all her friends. Helen, Ruth, and Ida. One day, they're at lunch, and Samantha is finishing up with her gingerbread, and she can't help but think of Nellie and how sad her life is. That's Chapter 7, people.
No, that
ain't
is
much
it.
that fucking happens.
Although, is that the one that says the Dickens? And it's like,
Yeah.
she better not find the teacher putting the Dickens in there.
Yeah, that's a fucking that's an almost swear word, guys. Chapter 8. One Saturday, Samantha gets a surprise. It's Nellie! Her grandma helped them to get hired to work for a family nearby, and Nellie will even get to attend school with Samantha.
Yay, bare minimum.
Woo! White people.
Actually, it's not with Samantha. Doesn't she go to public school where Samantha goes to private school?
No, they go to the same school.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure they do.
No, because she goes, like, to the polishing school, doesn't she? And then...
No, because don't they walk into the same school?
Maybe? I don't...
I don't remember, and I don't really care enough to fucking look it up. That next Monday, Samantha takes Nellie and her two sisters to school. Nellie will be a few grades behind, as she's not so book-learned yet. Throughout the day, Sam is stressed about Nellie, and she's fitting, and if she's fitting in all right. At the end of the day, Samantha meets with Nellie's two sisters, but there's no Nellie. They soon find her in the bushes crying. What a baby! Ooh.
I mean, it sounded like she had a real shit day, though. Like,
Nellie doesn't want to come to school anymore because she thinks she's too old to learn, and the rest of the class is mean to her and laughs at her. Samantha is pissed. She tells Nellie to go home because she has asses to kick inside the school. Look, she doesn't.
she basically is more... No,
Chapter 9. Samantha heads to her teacher, Miss Stevens, and tells her dilemma with Nellie and asks what she could do to help her friend. Miss Stevens gives her some books and instructs her to come back on Friday for further help. Samantha rushes home and asks Grandmary if she can start a school to help Nellie. Grandmary agrees as long as it doesn't impact Nellie's work.
which, honestly, as much as I'm like, that sounds rough, but it's also like, at that point, then she could get in trouble and then that be taken
could
away.
get fired.
Yeah, and...
Samantha runs and gets Nellie, and she takes the poor girl up to the highest point in her house and begins teaching Nellie. She's a fast learner and can do math like nothing. They named their school Mount Bedder School because it's better than their own school, Mount Bedford.
Chapter 10. A speech contest about progress in America is being held between schools, and Samantha's school is going to hold a competition to find the best two speakers. Not much else happens in this chapter, just Edith, the smart girl, being a cunt.
Yep.
Also, Ida being the most neurotic fucking child alive.
You related to Ida is what you're saying.
No, I wasn't the one that would be like, I'll faint. I wasn't the fainter.
Yeah,
no.
sure.
No, I was not the fainter.
I could see stamp painting.
For 2 weeks, Samantha worked hard on her speech on progress and teaching Nellie. People around town don't seem to care for Nellie's family because they're a different kind of white.
Hey, that's a good one, Sam.
There's a line in this chapter that reads, suddenly she wanted to be close to Nellie. Yeah, that was a weird line.
You didn't even fucking finish it before fucking saying it, but
that
thank
reads,
you.
suddenly she wanted to be close to Nellie.
Yeah, and fucking breathe, Sam. I know it excited you because of fucking lesbians. Can you not breathe hard? Can you not breathe?
Okay.
Yay, she's dead, everyone. Now we don't have to read any more American Girl doll books. Except for that one Choose Your Own Adventure one I got.
The speech contest finally happens. Samantha's
Is this a new chapter?
No, it's the same chapter.
Oh, damn. Sorry, I thought nothing happened in this chapter.
The speech contest finally happened. Samantha's speech is about how factories have made America so good and capitalism and such. Her speech nets her a win, but Edith, the bitch, the stuck-up bitch... Sorry, I said this smart...
Yeah.
Also won for her speech on how keeping minorities down is what's keeping America ahead. Okay, it was about machines or some shit. I stole that joke, and I admit
classic joke. You ruined my joke by calling her two different types of bitch.
Yes. I mean...
Like, I wouldn't call her a bitch. I mean, come on.
She's a total bitch.
She's so bad.
No one likes her, except her one friend.
She's so fucking annoying.
Also...
Like, I would smack the back of her head.
Also, when she was, like, reading... When Samantha was going through the invention, like, talking about, like, what should I do about progress?
Yeah.
Grandmary Mary has a... I don't know... It's not really an okay boomer moment, because these are pre-boomers.
Yeah.
But she has a... The world got along fine without inventions. We didn't need electricity and automobiles. It just makes things more complicated.
I mean, that's pretty much a good way to say okay boomer, too.
Yeah.
Like, okay pre-boomer. Because it's not silent generation. It's definitely way older than that.
Yeah. But yeah, she has...
Okay, Wild West generation. Pew, pew.
But she has that... She literally says that kind of thing. She says that of, we did fine without it. And it's like... And even Samantha's like, I know we don't need everything, but the phone is a fucking great invention. Shut up.
Bitch cotton gin. Keep going.
That's what kept slavery going on accident.
Woo!
Because he didn't want that, but that's what happened. Chapter 12. That afternoon, Samantha is pinning her award to the wall on her makeshift school. Nellie asks to hear the speech, and when it's over, she's a bit down about it. She knows it's not true because she worked in a factory. Nellie then regales Samantha with tales from the factory, and damn Samantha feels dumb about not consulting her fucking friend on this one. White people, am I right?
That's a good one, Sam. Woo!
The night of the finals for the
I give myself the best lines.
I was gonna say, you have... that was beautiful, Chris. Like, that was... The night of the competition is upon us. We hear from the other schools. When it's Samantha's turn, she rises to the occasion. She has changed her speech to tell the truth of the horrors of the factories, and now it isn't truly making progress in America, and it should be sent to the other third world countries.
I broke Sam on my own notes.
Somehow...
You need me to finish there?
No, I got it. Somehow this exposure of the truth to white bread America wins Samantha the first place prize in the competition. And Grandmary even has the fucking slow clap moment.
Yeah, there's a slow clap moment.
Because it's like silent, chapter. And then Grandmary, like, she looks at Grandmary, Grandmary looks at her, and then just goes... Yeah, it fucking happens. Nellie also has some good news. She's been promoted to the 3rd grade.
Yay!
Sadly, she has to sit to the little turd of a human being named Eddie.
Boo.
Wah, wah.
And there you go. That was, excuse me, the end. Sam, do you have any other notes about this book?
Yes.
Go right ahead.
So, what's that one? So one of the things at the beginning, like one of the first times you see her and Grandmary interacting, she's like, you need to act like a lady, da 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 da, and then Sam asks something, and she goes, you're a girl, you're a little girl, you shouldn't be asking that. And she's like, bitch, am I a lady or a girl, internally?
Yeah.
And that is a fucking mood. Like, honestly, that has not changed in the 100 years, because I remember having that too, of like oh, you should be more lady, da 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 da. Oh no, you're a kid, and it's like, which one is it?
Well, Sam, you never acted ladylike to begin with, so... Yeah, that's what I thought.
Well, I'm not really much of a lady anymore since I'm non-binary, so...
She still has she as one of those pronouns.
I mainly use they.
Sure you do, they.
That's the only one I have on my lanyard.
They do. She needs to wear her lanyard more outside of this.
Outside of work.
Yeah, you
just wear it all the time.
Yeah, inside of work, you should.
No, I said outside of work.
No, you said inside of work.
I meant outside of work.
Well, good for you.
Anyways, but that's still a mood of the, am I a kid, or, like, that weird straddling.
Am I a kid?
Or am I a lady?
Am I a lady?
If I'm a lady, then I'm a very tiny lady.
A very tiny lady.
Sorry, I had to.
I fucking went with it.
So I realized why you were confused where I wasn't with some of the races. Because you were like, I thought Nellie was black.
Yeah, I thought she was black, for all honesty.
But then I remembered the original copies had pictures.
Yeah.
They have full-ass pictures.
That was something I found out within my studies. Because I found, I had to look up. Like, I literally looked up Nellie American Girl doll. And, like, obviously there's no actual Nelly besides the fucking American Girl, this one.
I thought they had a doll that you
They did, actually, but I had to also type in, I think, something else. I think I typed in 1904, and then it gave it to me, and I was like, why is she white? Was, like, my first comment. I thought she was black.
Also, one of the things with piano, they have her practice an hour.
Yeah?
That is a lot of practice.
That is a lot. But what else are you going to do in 1904?
I'm just saying, like, as someone who has practiced piano...
But Sam, what else are you going to do in 1904?
I don't know.
There's no TV, there's no radio. What are you going to do? Read a book? Frankenstein? I think not.
So, one of the things that I thought was actually kind of... It does have kind of white savory vibes.
Oh, this fucking book is a white savior book. What the fuck are you talking about?
But one of the things is... I grew up middle class. Like, I was not as rich as Samantha. Like, I did not have fucking help or shit like that.
Yeah.
But there was still those wake-up times where it's like, oh no, I have it a lot better than some of the other kids that go, oh, I get to eat tonight. Goody.
Yeah.
Because that was never something I had to worry about.
Yeah, and same on my boat as well.
So, having to realize, like, oh no, people have it worse, get over yourself, is a thing. Oh, also the fact that she has to wear flannel underwear at one point, even even when it's warm, because it's supposed to prevent against the consumption.
Yeah.
So tuberculosis is apparently goes, oh shit, flannel underwear. Can't do shit now.
I can't do it.
Can't do it.
This is 1904. They don't fucking know any better.
True.
Fucking grandma probably still uses leeches like the dumbass she is.
There is a great moment where grandma basically tells the other two women to shut the fuck up, though, with Nellie.
Yeah, she does.
Like, as much as...
Okay, so to set the scene, because Sam is skipping way ahead without explaining the scene, like she does, what happens is grandma's having tea with, like, two older friends, and they're pretty much being like, this Nellie girl, you let your granddaughter play with her. Yes.
And she's like, no, I let her teach her. And they're like, oh, well, she's still spending time with her. And she's like, well, as ladies, we're supposed to do good when we can. Mrs. Reynolds and your shit stain of a child, Eddie. She didn't say that. Ryland. Yeah, sorry. I'm half a fucking... I am drunk, okay? I was going to say half awake, but I'm not. I'm not sleepy, I'm just
She can fucking remember everything else about American Girl, but she can't remember Miss Ryland.
Oh no, I can't remember the shit stain's last name. How fucking dare I?
Yeah, how fucking dare you? His name's Eddie Ryland, motherfucker. Best character in the book.
No, it's not.
Yeah, he is.
Dog shit,
I bet he has fucking red curly hair.
Fucking Wait, I think he does. I'm like, wait, does he? Now I need to look it up.
I'll look it up. It's probably in the book. I don't know. Eddie's round, sticky face.
Go away, Eddie! Oh my fucking god.
What? Oh my god, he looks like fucking Eddie from fucking, what's it called? The Bailey School Kids. Like, that's 1904 fucking Eddie.
It's a fucking ginger.
Yeah. Keep reading your notes.
So, and I have the damn Nellie scene shit when she talks about the factories and just, like, all the shit she's seen.
So, like what we've already said.
Including, like, seeing a girl's hair get half ripped out and, like, bleeding.
Fucking her head was bleeding.
Yeah.
There's a little girl's head bleeding in this book.
So, also Samantha wants to fight a girl at one point. She's like, I wish girls could fight.
She wants to fight multiple people. She wants to fight Eddie, like, constantly. Like,
you see why I relate to her.
Okay, my first note is literally, I can see how this impacted our own Samantha's life. Being very headstrong and rough and tumbled. You got any more notes there?
I have nothing till the review.
Okay. Them saying Dickens is an almost curse word is humorous. I find if they tried teaching girls almost curse words, so they wouldn't swear as much. Like that was my theory. And Sam, do you have any questions for the couch? Since we're done with notes, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't have any because I couldn't really think of any. Because
I've got one question. Thoughts on white privilege and white saviors?
So, it's a tricky one because it goes hand in hand with white fragility.
Mm-hmm.
It's that whole thing of we want to help, but
Sam knows a lot about white fragility.
Anyways.
She gave me the Bugs Bunny side eye.
Anyways, because you're just, yeah. So, I'm not the most white fragility person.
You're pretty fragile.
I'm fragile in a lot of ways, Chris.
You're fragile.
Anyways.
Down in Fraggle Rock. I made that joke the other day because, like, on one of the boxes we have, it says Fraggle instead of Fragile because it doesn't have the E. So I'm like, it's Fraggle down in Fraggle Rock. And then Did the clap and everyone started clapping with me, not knowing what the fuck I was doing. They just want to join in on the clapping.
Mood. Anyways, so it's that whole we want to help out, but also being seen as the bad guy.
Yeah.
And it's a hard line to toe, especially with kids.
Yeah.
Because this is meant for like an 8 to 12-year-old girl. This is not meant for, or like 6 to 12?
I could have sworn there was actually an age range on this book. 8+, actually. 8+.
So 8+ year old girl.
We're in the age range in this one. High five.
I don't know how that works, but whatever.
8+. We're 8+.
Yeah, true. We are above age 8.
I told you we're in the age range for this one.
Okay. So, I do think it does definitely, I was going to say, it does reek of white saviorism. I'm not. And white privilege.
I just want to know your thoughts on white privilege and white saviors.
They're definitely a thing.
Yeah.
White savior, again, goes hand in hand with white fragility.
Yeah.
And it's that whole, again, it's the fucking, in every fucking movie, wherever there's a thing about, like, racism, there's always the one good white person.
Yeah.
It's because of that shit. It's because of that thing.
It makes me think back to when we had the movie Harriet back at my theater, my old theater. There was this old white woman who went to see it like multiple times and wanted it to be back in the regular theaters because it made her feel so good about Harriet. And I really wanted to be like, now why does it make you feel good to see Harriet Tubman like this in this fictionalized version of herself where she's romanticized with a white person, if I'm not mistaken, in this movie. I never saw it because I had no interest in it.
I was gonna say,
I really have zero interest in fucking a white person's perspective on Harriet Tubman.
Yeah, that's fair, because same.
Yeah. And, I clearly couldn't ask that kind of shit because old white person, you can't say this shit to them.
Because they'll just be like, how dare you? I went to the March on Washington. And they didn't.
No.
They fucking did. Tom Horn, I'm calling your bullshit.
Oh,
even if you did.
Tom Horn. He definitely didn't do that shit. Yeah, you know what he did? He probably was like, fucking N-words. That's probably what he said. I ain't gonna lie. I don't care if it's perjury. He probably said it.
Honestly, he's a public figure, so unless you really have, like, proof or really saying one thing,
Yeah.
You're speculating, but you can't prove it, so it's not like you're saying he definitely was.
He probably said a lot of things about many different races, and I bet he said it about the black people.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised.
I fucking hate this man, and I wrote a song about him. That goes a little something like this. Tom Horn's a bitch.
Tom Horn sucks ass. No one likes you. Die.
Tom Horn needs a stitch.
Like, you should die from natural causes because you're old.
Tom Horn should die from ass cancer. Because it's funny. So yeah, that's all I've got on that. Sam, do you have any pairings for this book?
So I do, actually.
Okay, go right ahead.
So my first one is Radium Girls.
Radium Girls.
So it's a little after Samantha's time, technically when she would be a young woman, young lady, because it's the early 1900s that it starts taking place.
Yeah.
And it's the story of girls that were trying to earn money, working in factories, and dying because of working in said factories. And the company's not giving two solitary fucks.
Yeah. I think definitely with the whole prospect of like how factory working is shitty.
Yeah.
Because that goes with one of my choices as well. Newsies! When we get to the chapters about Nellie working in a factory and how much it sucks, it gave me some vibes of Newsies. And it's a movie about child labor.
Yeah.
Yay! Mine came earlier, so it's better.
Mine's in a
1899.
Yeah. Anyways.
I know the year!
Yours is Victorian era, though.
That's 5 years before. Can you shut the fuck up? Oh, it's Victorian. It's an 1899. Victorian doesn't matter. It's not Britain.
Anyways.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, now it doesn't matter. Ooh, Chris, it's Victorian, even though they don't have British accents.
Fun note, by the way.
Yeah.
Is apparently in one of the original versions, they say that she's in Victorian era. Victorian era ended in 1901. They're technically in Edwardian era, which is the early 1900s. Yeah. So, just a weird thing that I learned.
Does it really matter, though?
It's slightly different.
No, I mean in the sense that, like, they're not British.
It does, the pattern, like, clothing and stuff does change from the pre-turn of the century
Oh,
past turn of the century.
I get it. It's because they're white.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
All right, what other pairings do you got?
I also have, and this is a weird one, but go with me on this.
Oh, my other one's a fucking weird one, so it's okay. Go right ahead. Go off the fucking rails.
So it has been a little bit since I've read this, so I will preface that with anything else before, because it's been a minute since I've read this. But Girl Genius by Phil Foglio. One, because I love his art's very like, it's a very stylized art. You'll either love it or hate it kind of thing.
Yeah. He draws with crayons. It's pretty cool.
No. It's steampunk.
Yeah, with crayons.
And, I was going to say, from that Victorian to Edwardian period, that Industrial Revolution era, very much inspired steampunk, I would argue.
The Industrial Revolution happened earlier.
And it's still going on.
It happened already. It's a big factory.
But the continuation of it, the fact that it's still going...
A girl's hair got ripped out. And you're just making jokes.
I am not making jokes. You're an asshole, Chris. This is why we don't talk about what I want to talk, because then you just shit on it.
Sam, can we be... I can go straight to my review. Can we go straight to the reviews? I won't bring up my other pairing if you really want to.
Go over your other pairing.
Okay. Smiling Friends. Okay, hear me out here. When I was reading this book, Samantha's enthusiasm to help others before herself made me think of Pym and his blind enthusiasm for helping others. Kind of like someone else I know in the room. And I even started making Samantha talk like a little Pym in my head, where she was like, "Oh, Grandma, please!
Please, may I have the doll, please?"
Like, it literally made me think of Pym from Smiling Friends.
You kiss your grandmother on the mouth.
Kiss your grandmother in the mouth. So, Sam, what's your ratings and reviews of this book? Unless you have anything else to say.
That's it. That's all I got to say until
right.
ratings and reviews.
Ratings and reviews. Go right ahead.
So, again, it's been about 20 years since I've read these books.
Yep. Okay. Yep.
So, I forgot about a lot of the class underpinnings with specifically the Samantha series. Because each book has, of the 6 American girls, they were about different big different turning points in America. Felicity had the Revolutionary War, Anne had the Civil War.
Yep.
Josefina had American colonization of the West.
Yeehaw! Take that, natives!
Did I already say Addie?
Yes, you did.
Kirsten had the Pioneer.
Yep.
And then Samantha had Turn of the Century, and Molly had World War II.
Yeah.
Samantha's is probably the trickiest to do, in that there's not a lot that happens in the fun, news grabby ways.
I'm just gonna say, the 1904 World's Fair, guys! It gave us cotton candy! And
Nice.
hot dogs and hamburgers.
Neat.
And iced tea. Yeah.
But,
And also, the greatest invention ever. The vibrator.
really?
Yeah!
Damn, nice.
Yeah! Please go on, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Good to know.
Yeah.
Thank you, the 1904 World's Fair.
I know how far to go back to go. I can cure my, what is it that women have back then?
Hysteria was...
I can cure my hysteria.
Because that was the problem. It wasn't the strict gender rules, classism, racism, all that.
No, you're just hysteric, Sam. Go get your vibrator.
Has nothing to do with late-stage capitalism. I'm just hysterical. I need to masturbate more.
I mean, we could all masturbate more. But that's besides the point. Please go on with your review.
So, Samantha's is a trickier time, especially for kids, because again, talking about that turn of the century, the Gilded Age that they're getting into of that big class divide. Mm-hmm. And in times it can be very boring, in all honesty. It's one of those not much happens.
Yeah.
But it's still very nostalgic for me. I can't really talk too bad about it. It didn't feel as draggy as it could have been. Mm-hmm. And in some ways it reflects the 2000s very well.
Yeah.
We had a lot of big inventions and a lot of big things happen at the 2000s. But you also need to overlook a lot of the human rights violations that happened.
All the things you said, running through my head.
So, in some ways, I felt like it was... I can see where it paralleled a lot with my childhood, even where it didn't... It wasn't a one-to-one.
Oh, wow. 1986 for the first one. Sorry, I was...
Interesting.
Yeah.
Didn't know that. But yeah. So, for me, I'm going to give it... Again, part of this is tinted by nostalgia.
Yeah.
But I will still say probably... I would say 3.5. 3.5... I'm trying to think of what's a good... 3.5 sneaking in a neighbor's staring at through a person's window out of 5. Because she stared through Jesse's.
She went through the colored neighborhood, not her neighbors.
Yeah, true.
Big difference.
You're right.
3.5 colored neighborhoods out of 5. Thank you, Sam. She took mine. I'm kidding.
Staring through the window.
No.
Being a fucking peeping Tom.
Colored folk. This was not the best nor the worst book we read this year. It was just a bland read for me. It holds no nostalgia for me, so it can't blind me with rose-tinted glasses like someone in the room. It's very funny that you bring that up because that's actually in my notes. I can show Sam clearly here. And I'm too progressive to enjoy the simple ignorance of Samantha's white privileged life. I could see this being fine to give to a small child, but it's really nothing special in my book. I give the first 2/3 of Manners and Mischief 1.5 dollies out of 5. Just not a very enjoyable experience for me, honestly. But I'm glad I did read it. Because I did definitely get some perspective on Sam. So
You get to see where my fucking feral goblin energy comes from.
yeah, I mean, that came from so many different places. But there's definitely some...
You can
some
see where...
outspoken.
You can see some of the inspiration of...
Yeah. I can see some things there. Alrighty. So that's the episode, Sam. 3.5.
Yeah.
Damn.
Again, it's nostalgic for me. It's...
Even stuff that's nostalgic for me, I don't give that a score.
I don't know, okay?
No, I'm not criticizing. I'm not being mean. I'm not being critical and mean. I'm just being mean.
Like, you bitched through this whole book.
I'm sorry. It's just, I did not like this book. I was trying to put on a happy face for you.
Okay. I'm gonna say, because literally every time you read it, you're like, nothing happens. It's boring.
Nothing
White
happened
privilege.
in this. It was white privilege, the book. I wanted to like it, but I had a hard time reading it, in all honesty. It was rough for me. Like, it's probably because I didn't grow up with it, in all honesty. So, I could see why you would like this, though, in all honesty, because it's definitely one for you. It's definitely one for you. You know? So, I'm not angry I read this book. Like, I'm not gonna, like, slap you over this. I'm not gonna be like, this is 1904, bitch. Get over here. I can hit my wife because it's 1904, and Prohibition hasn't struck yet. Nah, once Prohibition gets here, man, am I gonna be out of luck. She wants to laugh, but she won't fucking laugh. What? You know, it's funny. That's what I thought. She farted at me. She just dropped her pants and spread her cheeks at me. Ah, Sam, how could you? But, no, I didn't like this one. I'm sorry, Sam.
Okay.
Yeah. I think, honestly, it's kind of the boat... I'm on the boat of the whole... This book was not made for me to begin with. Like, as just a male in general, this book was not made for me. And I don't know. Maybe it's also I'm kind of a little sexist on the whole idea of, like, I don't like little girl things. Except for Bluey. I love Bluey.
That was also made by a guy, too, by the way.
What, Bluey?
Yeah, and it was originally supposed to be about Rusty, apparently.
Oh.
But then they went, no, Bluey is more fun, like, more color-wise.
Yeah.
Appeals to children more, apparently.
Blue's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. But hey, fuck off with that shit, yeah. Which one's Rusty? The boy in the class?
He's the one, the boy, the one that accidentally took the preemie baby, and all the girls screamed.
That was a funny episode.
Well, especially because just at the beginning, when he's just like...
See, we can agree on something here. I'm sorry, Sam.
That's okay. I get it. It's definitely not for everyone. It's not the best book I've ever read.
I always apologize whenever it's a Goosebumps that's bad. So, I get it now.
Yeah.
I'm now understand how Sam feels with certain books for me. I didn't learn any manners. I'm now a mean little girl. Oh!
Yeah, exactly. That's what happened.
Cocksucker!
So it happened to me, and my parents were like, what the
Dickens! Dickens!
Okay.
Dickens all over my mouth.
Okay. Good night, Chris.
Good night, Chris. Thank you for joining us this week on Drunken Book Club. If you enjoyed what you heard, especially me being a little sassy little bitch with my notes, you can follow me at DBC_pod, or that's on Twitter/X, or you can follow me on Blue Sky. That's right, the podcast is on Blue Sky. Just look up Drunken Book Club. I literally just made the full name, Drunken Book Club. And if you really like what you heard, make sure to like, subscribe, leave a review saying you liked us. But if you like us a little extra, $1 a month on Patreon gets you all the content. That's patreon.com/Drunken Book Club. It's $1 a month. You could spend your dollar on something worse. Right, Sam?
Yeah.
Alright, Sam, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter and Tumblr very rarely at Berserker Rose.
Which one's rarely? Both?
Both.
Cool. Especially, oh god, I really hope Twitter doesn't do the whole fucking charge for Twitter, period.
If they do, I'm just getting off, like, honestly.
Yeah, you'll get off anyways.
I'm not gonna be paying for Twitter.
She's got hysteria. She has to get off. She's laughing. She doesn't want to admit it. But yeah, no, I'm definitely leaving Twitter once that shit happens, because I'm not paying for that crap.
No,
There's
fuck
fucking
that.
better services out there already.
I'm gonna say, once you can get me onto Blue Sky.
I don't know if I'll ever be able to get anyone. I don't know.
True. But either way, like, if I can get on, I'll get onto that.
Yeah.
I'll still be on Tumblr every so often.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you for joining us this week. That's where you can find us, follow us. You can also follow our good pals that are on this episode. Brandon is at Eldritch Maid on TikTok and Twitter. And Weiss is at Force Left Hander. Drop the E on Hander. He's on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok as well. And that's all she wrote. Sam, what song should we go out on?
I have no idea.
I have no idea. Look it up, Chris. See if it's an actual song.
I don't even know what song... I just don't know, honestly.
I don't know! We already did that episode on Speaking of Which.
You know what we could do?
Huh.
American Idiot.
You mean the song that wouldn't finish on your phone for some reason?
I think what happened is the volume accidentally got turned down, maybe?
Huh.
Like, I accidentally pressed the button with, like, a key or something? I don't know. That's my guess.
That's all she wrote.
I have no fucking clue otherwise.
Bye.
Bye.